You're being such a good boy today. I can't believe you're hanging out with me and not running off into the woods and doing your own thing. Oh no, I forgot. Skipper? There was a... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about this. Skipper. Oh well. Let's see. I think I've got a couple of towels in my backpack. Sometimes I forget to put... I go take them out, put them in the house, wash them, fold them, put them on a shelf, don't put them in my backpack. Then I go do something spontaneously and then, whoops, there's a puddle. And then I gotta deal with... I think one time I did a tactic where I walked through a real tall field of grass to help knock all the mud and stuff off of him as he walked through the tall grass. Other than that, I would have to get my car all muddy. So this is disgusting. My black dog hones in on Skipper pooping. And he goes over and he cleans it up. It's so disgusting. I hear that some dogs do this because they're missing nutrients. And so this is one of the ways that they gather nutrients for their systems. I don't like it. One thing that irritates me is that people don't pick up their dog's poop. My dog eats other people's poop, other dogs' poop. Drives me nuts. Very important and critical for me to have people clean up their poop. It's disgusting. Why did I just let him eat that poop? Well, because I'm always fighting with him and always arguing with him. I want to slap him most of the time when I go on my walks. And he's not trying to eat any other poop today. So I just let him have the one that's nearest and dearest to me, and that's my dog Skipper. At least I know what he's eating and what is in that poop. So if that's the true story, that they need the nutrients, great. I just let him slide on that instead of yelling at him. I pick up most of it, but sometimes I leave a little one for him so that way he gets some of his nutrients or whatever he needs, instead of me creating worse health for my dog. I just allow him to do it. And this is something that's recently just shifted because I pick it up all the time and I won't let him have it. That's my little poop eater. April 27th, Sunday, 2025. Makes me think he's not feeling good. He's being such a good boy today. So mellow. So this is Cadbury. He was born on Easter Sunday in 2013. I'm not quite sure if he was actually born on Easter Sunday, but it was the time of year that he was closest to being born, so they nicknamed him. They named the dogs after Easter. Because I guess when you have a foster group, it's kind of difficult to come up with all these names all the time for dogs when you bring them in. So my daughter fell in love with him, and we brought him home, and she said, I can't change his name. It just fits him. She should have named him Poop Eater. And this is Skipper. He was their second foster. Well, we fostered a bunch of dogs. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment, condo, and the landlord didn't want us to have dogs because there was a dog that lived next door and just destroyed her apartment. And it was a pit bull. It was a bigger-sized dog, and she said we could have a small-sized dog. So we gave her $500. My daughter shoveled snow, and I shoveled snow, and we raised some money over at Grandma's house shoveling snow, and gave it to the landlord, and we got our dog. I've since become quite close to this little red dog. And the story is that he she brought him home. We fostered him. She took him back next weekend for the foster, the group thing, so they could see if we could find him a home. And he didn't get picked. And when his mom got picked the week before, him and his mom were in the same cage, and somebody adopted his mom and took her away from him instead of taking them both. So he lost his mommy, was barking because she was going away. I mean, it drove my daughter nuts, and she decided to bring him home. She talked me into it. He used to lay on my chest, upside down, put his head on his muzzle on my neck, and I'd scratch his belly, laying on the couch. And then when we go to sleep, he would cuddle up in between my legs and stick his nose right in my crotch, keeping his nose warm. And another week went by. I don't think they went to the group, so this is 2 weeks now. And then we had him for another week, and this was around Thanksgiving 2015. And she comes out and says, well, we're doing the foster group today. I'm going to take him in. And I looked at her and I said, you ain't taking my damn dog nowhere. And that's the story how I got Skipper. I didn't want another dog. The black one was my daughter's dog. And the red one became my dog. And ever since, she's getting ready to move out. And guess who gets to keep both dogs? Yeah, yours truly. That's right. Whilst she talks about getting a dog when she gets to where she's going. And I know you saw this guy here eat some poop, but he's done good. He's not trying to eat any other poop out here. So this is a great day for me today. I allowed him to have some poop. Didn't argue with him. Didn't have to spank him, because I don't like spankings. I don't like being mean to him. And we get to enjoy our little walk through the Alaskan forest in the city of Anchorage, Alaska today. The trail is so muddy. If you've never had a dog and you desire to have a dog, I must tell you, if they have medical issues and stuff, it's not cheap. And you can't tell beforehand if they're going to. Okay, yeah, let's go this way. And it takes a lot of effort. It really does. You go to work all day long. You spend 10 hours, right, getting ready, going to work, coming home. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do your chores, you gotta do your homework, whatever, all the stuff you gotta do. And it's like going to work and having a kid at home, right? When you get home, or it's like having a wife at home, I guess. She sits home and takes care of the place. You come home, she wants to go do something. We gotta capture his moment of cuteness. This is the mossy area where they like to roll around on because it's soft. Anyway, so I ensure that they get to go out. I've kind of slacked off over this winter and decided to prioritize my rest. But most of the time I've been pushing myself for the past few years, 3 or 4 years, to make sure that they get to go out, that they get to enjoy nature and get out of the house instead of just keeping them captive indoors. Which brings me to another situation here, thought. Are they my prisoners or am I their slave? I guess it depends on how much I give a crap. Anyway, till next time, always kiss your dogs goodnight. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.